Hello students of class 8. We have already seen that how Antonio and Bassanio procured the 3,000 ducats from Shylock, on condition of a bond. And unfortunately, Antonio's ships were all lost at sea, and the date of repayment was over. And Antonio's life was in danger, and this news is received by Bassanio when he was at Belmont, and everybody was in a very happy mood because two marriages were supposed to take place, one of Graciano and Nerissa and one of Bassanio and Porsha. Porsha said that to Bassanio that he can take all his money but no harm should come to Antonio, and then they get married so as to have the legal right to her money. But in the meantime, she thinks that she should do something to save Antonio, and she writes to her relative who is an advocate, stating the case and seeking his advice as to how Antonio can be saved, and also ask for the clothes of a lawyer. And with the reply, the clothes are also sent, and after that she goes to Venice, disguised, wearing, means in the long robe and wig, and she also takes Nerissa along with her as her clerk. And then the trial begins, and she tells the Duke that she had come to plead for Antonio, and she gives a letter from Bellario where it was stated that Bellario would have come himself to plead for Antonio, but since he was sick he couldn't come, and that's why he has sent Balthazar. So the disguised name of Porsha was Balthazar. We stopped there, and now began this important trial. Porsha looked around her and saw the merciless Jew, and saw Bassanio, but he knew her not. Not in her disguise. He was standing beside Antonio in an agony of distress and fear for his friend. So, what happened was, Porsha entered the court, and she saw Shylock, and she saw Bassanio, but Bassanio could not recognize her naturally. And Bassanio was beside Antonio, and he was in deep distress, of course, if his friend's life is in danger. The importance of the arduous is difficult task, Porsha had engaged in gave this tender lady courage, and she boldly proceeded in the duty she had undertaken to perform. First of all, she addressed herself to Shylock, and allowing that he had a right by the Venetian law to have the forfeited expressed in the bond, she spoke so sweetly of the noble quality of mercy as would have softened any heart but the unfeeling Shylock's, saying that it dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. And how mercy was a double blessing. Now, Porsha very confidently she proceeded with the trial, and at first Porsha tried to convince Shylock to have some mercy. She said that yes, I can see that it's there in the bond, and you can obviously take a pound of flesh, but why don't you show mercy to Antonio? and she said how mercy was a double blessing. It blessed him that gave and him that received it, and how it became monarchs better than their crowns, being an attribute of God Himself, and that earthly power came nearest to God's in proportion as mercy tempered justice. So what she meant was that, mercy was a double blessing, in the sense that when you show mercy to the person, not only are you doing a favor to that person whom you're showing mercy, but also to your own self, because God wants that, because you're blessed by God because of showing mercy, or because of showing mercy and showing forgiveness, means forgiving that person. And she bade Shylock remember that we all pray for mercy. That same prayer should teach us to show mercy. Shylock only answered her by desiring to have the penalty forfeited in the bond. So this Porsha spoke so sweetly, it would have convinced any other person. But Shylock was very stubborn, and he was hell-bent on only having his bond executed. Means whatever was there in the bond, take a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. Is he not able to pay the money? Asked Porsha. Bassanio then offered the Jew the payment of 3,000 ducats, as many times over as he should desire. With Shylock refusing and still insisting upon having a pound of Antonio's flesh, Bassanio begged the learned young counselor would endeavor to wrest the law a little to save Antonio's life. But Porsha gravely answered that laws once established never be altered. Shylock, hearing Porsha say that the law might not be altered, it seemed to him that she was pleading in his favor, and he said, A Daniel is come to judgment, O wise judge. How I do honor you. How much elder are you than your looks. So, Porsha said that is, Bassanio not able to give the money. So Bassanio said, yes, I'm willing to pay as much money as Shylock wants. But Shylock said that, no, I don't want any money. I just want the pound of flesh from Antonio's body. And, hearing this, Bassanio asked Porsha if, she could do something to, make some changes in the law which can save Antonio's life. To which Porsha very, sternly replied that no, a law is a law, and, a law cannot be changed in that way. So then, this Shylock thought that Porsha was in her favor, and he said that a Daniel has come to judgment. Daniel was also a very wise person who saved an innocent woman. Who saved an innocent woman from, getting punished. Porsha now desired Shylock to let her look at the bond. And when she had read it, she said, the bond is forfeited, and by this the Jew may lawfully claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off nearest Antonio's heart. Then she said to Shylock, be merciful, take the money, and bid me tear the bond. So then Porsha once again looked at the bond and said, yes, the bond is forfeited. Yes, the time is over, and you can take the penalty, of course, and you can take a pound of flesh. But still, I would say, you show mercy, and I will tear the bond. But no mercy would the cruel Shylock show, and he said, by my soul, I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. So Shylock said, no, by no means will I change my decision. Why then, Antonio, said Porsha, you must prepare your bosom for the knife. And while Shylock was sharpening a long knife with great eagerness to cut off the pound of flesh, Porsha said to Antonio, have you anything to say? So Then Portia said that, Antonio, now you should get ready for a pound of flesh being cut from your body. And then he saw that, and then she saw that, Shylock was sharpening the knife so as to cut a pound of flesh. And then Portia asked Antonio if he had anything to say. We stop here today. We'll do the rest of it in the next class. Thank you.